Hello, everyone, and welcome to Past the Post. My name is Michael Adolphs, and we're going to get into what is a fantastic week of racing we just had here in the UAE, and also touch on some racing over in New York. We had 8 races at Meydan HQ this week, including a couple of 2-year-old affairs to kick off things that were quite exciting. First up, we had a conditions affair for these juveniles over 6 furlongs or 1,200 meters. Worth 210 grand, this one went to 6 Speed, who disappointed a little bit on debut last time, missing the break, but did not have that happen this time under Tiger O'Shea for Bhupat Seymour. The son of Not This Time has been well intended for quite some time, and beat out Miss Ya Chance into second and Marsood into third for Sheikh Ahmed.
They swing, and it's 6 Speed and Miss Ya Chance who have broken away here. These two pair away by 5 lengths to Spacetown. Union Security trying to peg away here, but 6 Speed's found a little bit more the outside. Miss Ya Chance going with 6 Speed, who's got the tendency to lay in here. 6 Speed trying to throw it away, but 6 Speed still got 3/4 of a length now on Miss Ya Chance. 8 lengths back to Marsood. It's going to be 6 Speed's night tonight. 1 length and 3/4 from Miss Ya Chance. Marsood third over.
6 Speed was a purchase in Europe earlier this season, and as mentioned, has been well intended and will be one to look forward to in the future, especially over shorter distances.
Ruben Kamlesh of Blue Blood Racing Syndicate. You guys have had Galactic Star last season, had to be really exciting, got you kind of into the game a little bit more. This horse was very impressive today. First of all, what were your thoughts going in? Were you confident at all?
You know, actually in the first race, Union Security did beat 6 Speed and 6 Speed came third. But I remember when we were buying it at the auction, he was cold 20, and I remember Kamlesh saying that this is the guy we should get, and we were lucky to get this horse, and today he's actually shown what he's all about. Yeah, and it's...
And you're all smiles, Kamlesh. This is a horse that you were really high on him going into the last race. Things didn't work out.
Yes, I mean, today we were a little wary about the draw number. But this is fine pedigree again, and the horse has just shown his class, and I think this will be one of the best sprinters that Dubai Racing will ever see, I guess. So yeah.
You got to be really confident going into races after this. Are you excited to stretch him out at all? You say he's a sprinter, but you think he'll go a little bit farther?
Probably 8 furlongs to the max is what I feel is what he can do. But yeah, he's a genuine sprinter. He's a true horse and a genuine sprinter.
Does this whet your appetite to go buy more horses?
Yeah, of course. That was the plan. But I mean, as we keep winning, more horses will keep coming. That's the idea.
The Zabeel train kept chugging through in the second race with Lino Padrino winning impressively despite a slow start with Tiger O'Shea in the saddle for Bhupat Seymour. Owned by the same connections of Mendelssohn Bay, the suited and booted team, he won impressively the son of Uncle Lino, who is a $200,000 Phasing-Tifted Mid-Atlantic May purchase from this past May. Awesome Fleet for His Highness Sheikh Hamdan finished second, while Karman finished third for Rashid Borsley. The final margin of victory was just over 4 lengths.
They swing the bend, and Lino Padrino has continued on with it. This has been a sustained gallop for about 800 metres. Has really worked to the lead and has put itself out by 5 lengths here to Kahman, who tries to run on. Ruler of time nowhere to be found here. Murham, Awesome Fleet up the running rail. Lino Padrino. Goodness gracious me. Half a dozen lengths, now 8 lengths in front of Awesome Fleet, who's going to rattle home the rails now to close off the margin. But that's a double for O'Shea and Bhupat Seymour. That's just as impressive. Lino Padrino by 4.5. Awesome Fleet second over, a good gap to third. Kahman's run good.
Bhupat Seymour is one happy man after these first 2 races. And to be honest, things didn't go perfectly for Lino Padrino just now. The start wasn't perfect for him, but he's got some seasoning already for a young horse.
After the trial, I took him back to the gates because he was a bit slow out of the gate. But then he was drawn 9. He was loaded a little bit early, as you will be. And I think he just fell asleep in there. I would have been very, very disappointed if he got beat. I thought he's got world of talent, and whatever he does today, he's going to improve. He is a prop. Please God, we can keep him sound and in one piece. But he's a very nice horse.
He's a $200,000 Uncle Lino, which you don't see very often. He might be the most expensive of that sire yet. He's a real runner, though. I know you got him in Maryland at the Phasing-Tifted sale. What did you see from him in the beginning?
I mean, if you look at him, he's just an athlete. I think his pedigree was good, but I think his looks probably overtook everything else. And he had a beautiful stride. I really loved him when we saw him. And I'm glad, when things work out, it's brilliant.
Zabeel got a clean sweep triple of the first, second, and third races with Welcome Dream winning the handicap for 65 to 85 rated horses over 6 furlongs. Under Taigo O'Shea, he was speed from the get-go and the outside, sped to the front, and was unable to be caught by Don Pacifico. Sir Harmony rounded out the top 3 in this race.
Welcome Dream has negated the wide draw and is headed up to the lead here and goes up to lead cleanly. Pace is genuine enough down the side. Sir Harmony up to second. Impressive Act is flushed out 3 wide and working along. Tourist got shuffled back a few pairs, but plenty of room for Dobbs to keep improving up the fence and get back on the leader's back here. And as they swing the bend here, working out to the centre of the course is Don Pacifico. So as they come into the straight, it's Welcome Dream and Sir Harmony. 4 lengths back to Don Pacifico and Tourist. It's Welcome Dream still with its neck in front here to Sir Harmony. Welcome Dream fighting hard here. Sir Harmony not much to answer. Don Pacifico potentially the threat. Welcome Dream though still clear, and the Taigo O'Shea train continues to roll on. Welcome Dream half a length, maybe a neck there. Don Pacifico has closed off incredibly well.
3 for 3 so far. Horse you just got in the yard, but it seems to be turning out quickly.
Yeah, he's a good horse. We've run against him last year, and I always used to fear him when he was in these handicaps. And I just have to thank Sheikh Abdulaziz and Muammar and Abdullah for sending the horse. And I think he's a very nice horse, and there's still more improvement to come.
He flew out of the stalls there. Tig had no choice but to do that. But were you surprised how quickly he went?
He is a very quick horse, but I think Tig was having a moan about having the wide draws, so this will probably put a smile on his face.
Bhupat Timar and Taigo O'Shea nearly pulled off a 1, 2, 3, 4 of the first 4 races, but Grey Boss, their charge in this one, was denied by Narato in the 1600-meter handicap for 70 to 90 rated thoroughbreds worth $190,000. Narato won his 2nd race in a row for Sylvester de Sousa in the saddle and trainer Julio Esquaga. Carrying these Sky Racing silks, he is definitely on the rise. Military Artist, 2nd in Narato last time, ran a nice race to be 3rd to him this time under Antonio Fresu.
Action Point wants to get it over and done with. 2.5 in advance of Condor Passer, who now comes off the bit. Military Artist next, Narato close enough, and he's trying to peg into the margin here late. Next was Dark Stream. Grey Boss has taken the short way home here. Action Point in front, but still a long way of the straight to go here. Narato, Military Artist, Grey Boss coming with a good run the inside. Action Point, he's a shot duck up in front, and he's leading the line here. Look at Grey Boss and Narato exploding out of the ground here. Grey Boss, he has come through, he's weaved a passage through. Narato diving late with Military Artist. Grey Boss all out. Narato late. Narato, great race. Narato half a length. Grey Boss 2nd over.
Now, Narato, you got him to win last time. It was a very different race this time.
Yeah, it was. I used my gate position, and I was one to be just box seats, and it was a messy race for the first corner. Yeah. And when we organize ourselves, I find myself 3 deep, so I just stay there with a clear run. And I thought the second horse, Bupasima, will challenge him to my right, but he went to the inside. He found his roll to the inside, but my horses just have to dig a bit deeper. But he's an improving horse,
He's figuring out how to win, it seems.
He does, yeah, but when he gets there, he thinks he's done enough, You really have to ask him, come on, do it tonight again. But, hey, he's a horse. I look forward to riding him again going forward,
The 5th race of the night was a handicap for 80 to 100 rated 3-year-old enough thoroughbreds. This one was over 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs worth $250,000. Telemark was well backed in the market, and under William Buick for Simon and Ed Christopher did not disappoint to just get up in the final touch there over Kanjar. Niyar rounded out the top 3.
As they swing the bend now, Kanjar's controlling it from the front. Half a length to Magic Petition. A length and a half back to Million Doro. Gorak already felt for and off the bit. Passed by Talamark. Nayar tracks into it well. African Candy's got a lot to do. Then came Rawi, destructive a long way back from Fight Zone. And Freedom Fighter tacks on, but still with plenty to pick up and probably mission impossible from there as they swing the bend now. Kanjar and Magic Petition go together here. Magic Petition, a narrow leader. Kanjar didn't corner too well, but now balances up and starts to fight back with Telemark, who's making ground out 3 wide, then Million Doro. Kanjar retakes the lead from Magic Petition. The danger is Telemark though. Kanjar from Telemark. Telemark out wider, continuing on in the Raba colours, and Telemark's going to come up to the outside of Kanjar. Photo finish, maybe Telemark just, I'd say.
Here with William Buick, gets it done with Telemark. Earlier in the day, you had a similar horse, a Night of Thunder, didn't quite get there in time. This one did. He seemed to put, he grabbed the bit turning for home and really got it done.
He did. He took me through the race the whole way, really. And I instead of having to make things happen, he did everything for me. I did think at the top of the stretch that we were going to win well. We had to fight for it, but he showed a great attitude. Coming running on dirt for the first time, I thought he was incredibly natural. I know he trains on it in the mornings, but in the evenings in the races it's different. So he's a horse who could just improve from that.
When's the last time you came for just a dirt-only meet in Meydan?
Yeah, it's a long time ago, and I was hoping I wasn't going to leave tonight without having a winner. So no, it's always nice coming here and having a winner. And look, listen, you don't have to tell me what I think of this place. It's home from home. So we'll be back again soon, and then off we go.
Antonio Fresu, who was visiting for these 3 weeks from California, was just touched off with Shadwell's Kanjar in the previous race, but did not disappoint in the night's feature. The listed 500,000 dirham, 1,200 metre Al Garhoud sprint. Al Nasib tracking back and forth as a blitzing pace was happening ahead of him between Mufasa, Raba and Dark Saffron, tipped out at the top of the lane and one going away. Color Up also rallied well to be second. Musab Al-Mahari is the trainer of the Son of Profitable, who has always been well regarded. Morning rounded out the top 3.
Mufasa's going to turn in front here. Dark Saffron's got a challenge on his hands. Look at Raba pouncing up on the outside here. Dark Saffron's been left in their dust. It's Mufasa, 3 lengths in advance of Raba. Al Nasib, look at Colour Up burning here, but he's going to get cut off for a run. Mufasa's on vapours. Al Nasib right over the top here in the Al Garhoud sprint. Al Nasib coming clear for Fresu. Colour Up, a mighty performance from Mufasa. Morning, Al Nasib, way too good. Al Nasib in the Al Garhoud by 3.5.
Antonio Fresu back in town, gets it done on this horse, Al Nasib. It seemed like they were flying up front, but what were you feeling under you during that time?
Yeah, I just tried to have a nice and clean break, and the horse was able to do that. I managed to get to the rail, tried to save some ground during the turn, and yes, the pace was really strong up front. I was just waiting the horse just to tell me when to press the button, and middle of the turn he started getting into a nice rhythm, and when I felt like that, I tried to tip him out to make him switch his lead, and he put on another gear, and it was really nice the way he stride on to the wire, so it showed that he ran really well when he's fresh. Obviously Muzaba and his team, they brought him here in a good shape and ready to go tonight. It's very nice to get a stakes win on my first day back.
And you had a tough loss just a race ago in Kanjar. This has got to be satisfying in the big race to get it done.
Yeah, we just got a little bit unlucky, but the horse showed improvement from his last race. But he was carrying 62 kg today, probably a little bit too much. I found myself in front, so I was making all the race, and he just got a little tired in the last part of the race, but very pleased the way he ran.
A handicap for 75 to 95 rated was the 9 o'clock 7th race of the night. This one over the classic distance of 2,000 meters. Book Review went way to the front in his 3rd race in 3 weeks, but did not disappoint this time, getting a nice break in the handicap. Bernardo Pinheiro was aboard for Salim bin Gader and his Highness Sheikh Hamdan. Moonblade ran well 2 lengths behind into 2nd under Ajit Raviz for Marwan Al-Badeh. And meanwhile, La Reche rounded out the top 3, rallying well under Richie Mellon.
Book Review into the straight here. A narrow leader, 2.5 lengths to Moonblade, who runs on. Here's La Reche. He's got out. Is it too late, though? Book Review still 2.5 lengths in advance of Moonblade. La Reche. Book Review needing the post and fighting hard. Moonblade, La Reche, El Mukhtar down the outside. Book Review still in front. Book Review, gate to wire. Book Review does enough. Book Review by a length and a half, maybe 2 lengths on the line.
he's a horse that you kind of have to get out, and he has one way to go. But you seem pretty happy physically, like in your body language, halfway through the race. You knew you had a lot of horse under you.
You know, he's an old horse. It's spectacular how Salin and the team keep these horses fresh, you know, and it's not easy for an old horse come back again, young horses, you know, in the handicap races. Beginning the season, he ran with 62 kilos, so he has to drop a bit the weight. They keep him fresh and happy. Today we have a nice draw, a nice weight in his back, and, you know, the speed was in my favor. He's a fast horse, but even being fast as an old horse, you need to work a bit hard to get the lead and try to sit him. So once they let him breathe, you know, of course.
Were you surprised they let you breathe?
Yeah, I do, because he's a quite nice horse, and, you know, here in Meydan it's not easy to lead, soft lead especially, you know, our races go very hard, and so when I breathed the first turn, you know, I felt very, very comfortable and very confident on the horse as well. I know what I have under my legs, I know the work he's doing, so just glad to be on board.
The last race of the night was a maiden for 3-year-olds and upward thoroughbreds, 165 grand on the line, over 8 furlongs or 1,600 meters. Bringing in some class despite being a maiden, having been third in the Al-Bastakia earlier this season, Honest Moon ran well under Saif Al-Balushi for Abdullah Al-Mansouri and Ahmed bin Harmish. Winning by 4.5 lengths, he beat out the favourite Elusive Trevor. Frostfire rounded out the top 3.
They swing the bend and Honest Moon. Honest Moon comes up and contests Elusive Trevor, who's been burning the candle at both ends here. Honest Moon burning away now from Elusive Trevor. A gap there back to No Escape, then came Hidden Secret. Up in front, Honest Moon. He's up in front here, but still holding at bay by 1.5 lengths. Elusive Trevor trying ever so hard, but Honest Moon coming away here late. Honest Moon, it's an absolute plug to the line for a good chunk of these, but Honest Moon's going to do enough, and the ratings were spot on.
The biggest race meeting of the weekend was arguably the His Highness the President Cup over at Abu Dhabi. They had 7 affairs, including the namesake affairs for thoroughbreds and for purebred Arabians, for $1 million for the thoroughbred and for $8 million for the purebred Arabian affair, but that we'll get to in just a moment. We kick things off with the Abu Dhabi Turf Club conditions. This 4-year-olds and up, fillies and mares, purebred Arabians, 150 grand on the line, over 11 furlongs. And Sama Al-Iz under Ray Dawson was more than impressive, closing well to beat out Envy and Shatha AW. Ray Dawson, as we mentioned, was aboard for Ibrahim Al-Hadrami.
As it's Envy who takes over and gives a nice kick here up in front. Swinging the bend here in the first from Abu Dhabi. Asmahan second. Presenting up wider was Sama Al-Iz. Deeper out on the course was Independence from Sandstorm AA, and coming for a big run down from last. It'll be a mighty effort for HM Al-Zama, who comes to the centre of the course. It's Envy the leader. Taken over now on the outside by Sama Al-Iz, who goes to the lead inside the final furlong. Sama Al-Iz coming away here from Envy up into third position, Shatha AW, but it's going to be Sama Al-Iz plugging away to the line. Sama Al-Iz will get the opener. Half a length here from Envy in second. Third over Shatha AW.
The second race of the night was the first group affair. This was the Group 3 purebred Arabian 400 grand Yas Sprints. Over 1,200 meters, this saw Rasasi return to his favorite surface, winning well under Richie Mullen for Ahmed Al-Baherbi. RB Moneymaker, always speeding out in the front, ran well to be second. Meanwhile, Jap Haddad rounded out the top 3.
RB Moneymaker, one at the top here, did Bernardo Pinheiro. He's found it as well. Racing a little keen though, RB Moneymaker. AF Alajaj wide and second from Yabaran. Then came Rasasi, who's got the drop on them in behind, will require a gap from Al Tiba. Then came Pasuelo PY from Al Fati. Jap Haddad, Endless, back to AR Rawa. Pasuelo PY dropping back sharply here as Rasasi now takes over. Rasasi hits the lead, comes clear by 1.5 lengths to RB Moneymaker. He's left them for dead here, Rasasi. Rasasi into the final 200 metres, has come away by 4 lengths. RB Moneymaker trying hard. Jap Haddad from last. Rasasi has burned them with brute pace in race number 2. Rasasi home by 4.5. RB Moneymaker stuck on to run second. Jap Haddad third.
The third race of the afternoon at 5 o'clock was the Al Wathba Mile. This is a conditions affair for 3-year-olds worth 350 grand. It was a roughly run race, but in the end, Turquoise won well for Charlie Bennett and Abdullah Al-Hamadi. The big long shot beat out Al Saqib and Yassa into third.
Taking over the run is Turquoise. Turquoise goes up to the lead from ESL Ward. Then came El Saqib out wider, Mr. Linzu. But Turquoise has left them for dead here. And Turquoise comes past the 200 metres, 5 or 6 lengths clear of ESL Ward. El Saqib up on the outside. Turquoise is in his own race. Turquoise is coming away for a very, very impressive win in the Al Wathbar Mile. Goes on to score by 8. El Saqib second over. Third was a photo.
Fourth race of the night was the UAE Breeders' Cup in conditions of fair for 4-year-old and up UAE breds, purebred Arabians, worth 500,000 dirhams. The 1,600-meter race saw favourite Al Laith not disappoint in the end, beating out ES Sudani and Al Mutawasim. Richie Mullen was aboard for Ahmed Al Bahari's second win of the night.
The two that look to be on paper to tussling it out here late go to battle at the top of the straight. Bassam El Wathbar, though, the first one to throw up the white flag. Here is Al Laith, works his way over to the fence here in the final stages of the race. Inside the final furlong they travel. Out after him, out wider, ES Sudani, El Mutawasim. Al Laith all out here, but still with enough at bay from ES Sudani. El Mutawasim, he's getting tired, Al Laith, but he'll do enough. Al Laith by a length and 3/4. ES Sudani second over from El Mutawasim. Photo fourth.
The Abu Dhabi Derby followed. This is a listed fair over 11 furlongs worth 400 grand purebred Arabians, and it saw Hasif ship in from Qatar and win impressively by 4 lengths under James Doyle for Damien de Watergrant. Cardoom under Ray Dawson and Ibrahim Hadrami finished second, while Ghazi for Samuel Amarar and Sandra Pava rounded out the top 3.
As they head to the top of the straight here in race number 5, the Abu Dhabi Derby, where up in front taking over the lead now is Safi. SSR Lahib is worked upon out wider. Working into the race also out deeper was Hasif, followed there by La Amaral La Majoris. Cut the corner, Sumion working through the inside with a nice passage. Ghazi was next as they come to the top of the straight, and Hasif here into the 200-metre mark has taken over from Cardoom. Hasif coming clear from Cardoom. Ghazi, SSR Lahib, Hasif. Too good, too smart. 112 Raider gets the job done in the Abu Dhabi Derby.
We get to our big races here. The first one and the only thoroughbred race of the night was the listed 1 million dirham, His Highness the President Cup. This one was over 7 furlongs or 1,400 metres and saw a very formful race as the first 3 in the market finished 1, 2, 3 as Dark Trooper rallied well under Christophe Sumion for Alban de Mule. He beat out Marban and Make Me King, last year's second and first place finishers.
Native Approach tries to cut the corner with Dark Trooper, who's got a big task ahead of him. It's Ragib on the inside who hits the straight here. In front by 3/4 of a length to Echo Point. Make Me King out with a challenge. And also Mountbatten out wider. Up in front, Make Me King takes over the lead here. The defending champ looking to keep the crown once again. It's Make Me King flashing late. Dark Trooper the inside from last. Dark Trooper, what a win! Dark Trooper last to first. Goes on to score in the His Highness the President Cup.
And last but not least, the richest race of the weekend, indeed the richest race for purebred Arabians in the UAE. This was the Group 1 His Highness the President Cup, worth 8 million dirhams, over 11 furlongs or 2,200 metres. The big favourite in the race was HM Al Shaheen, and he did not disappoint under Christian Demiro for Talal and Tanon Al Alawi. Won well over Nabucco Amori shipping in from Qatar. RB Kingmaker, a stablemate to the winner, was back in third, himself a multiple Group 1 winner. The winner is now 8 for 8 in the UAE.
It's RB Kingmaker who heads to the top of the straight here. A narrow leader in the His Highness the President Cup. They wheel the bend. Up in front is out by 2.5 lengths to Lusail. Here comes HM Al Shaheen. Nabucco El Mori in pursuit of the lead as well as RB Kingmaker quickly gets swallowed up by the champ. It's HM Al Shaheen who hits the lead, takes over and bursts clear here in the final race. And a UAE champion is now a UAE legend. HM Al Shaheen, too classy, too sharp in the His Highness the President Cup.
The first race meeting of the week was over at Al-Ain on Thursday. We had 7 races, kicking off with a handicap for 0 to 95 rated purebred Arabians worth 80,000 over 10 furlongs. Al Arish and Connor Beasley continued Connor's big year, this time for trainer Marwan Al-Balushi. RB Nashhouse was second with Richie Mullen, and AF Estatha was back in third for Ernst Ertel and Marcelino Rodriguez.
Up in front, RB Nashhouse, Alarish and Estatha still 4 away. These leaders still with an advantage. RB Nashhouse, Alarish out wider. Estatha still pegging back, but the 2 leaders, it's a battle down to the line here. Alarish and RB Nashhouse. Alarish does it tough. Alarish a length. A neck rather, beats home RB Nashhouse second over, Photo third.
The second race of the night was the maiden for 4-year-olds and upward, Pure Arabians, 70 grand on the line, over 9 furlongs. Lindor de Bazouls continued the nice partnership this season of Bernardo Pinheiro and Hamid Almirar. Wahid was back in second for His Highness Sheikh Mansour's Yas Racing, while SS Alawas was back in third for Ibrahim Al-Hadrami.
Up in front, taking over is Alawas. He's got to the outside of Lindor de Borzals. Ajwa, Guryon still tracking along. Lindor de Borzals has found more. Lindor de Borzals has come clear by 3 or 4 lengths now to Alawas. Got the rest of them working. Ajwa, Guryon the inside. Lindor de Borzals putting it to bed here. Lindor de Borzals coming into the final 100 metres. Half a dozen clear of Wahid. Lindor de Borzals. Lindor de Borzals goes on to win by 5 lengths.
A maiden for 3-year-old Pure Arabians was up next, 70 grand on the line, distant over 1,600 meters or a mile. Cayenne SB, a French bred, shipped in and won well for Ibrahim Al-Hadrami and Abdulaziz Al-Balushi, winning by 5.5 lengths. Mesna NF was back in second for the team of Al-Alawi and Taigo Shea, while Gina was in third for Ibrahim Al-Hadrami.
Kayan SB hits the lead from Mesna NF. Gainer battling on along with HK Kurdus, but taking over Kayan SB. Kayan SB comes to the front from Mesna. Then came HK Kurdus and Gainer up into 4th position, trying to fight a spot in the minor placings here. But coming away from now is Kayan SB. Kayan SB goes on to score here in race number 3. Beats Mesna NF. Gainer's snuck into the top 3.
The 4th race of the night was a non-winners of 2 Pure Arabians, worth 80,000, also over that 1,600 meter mile distance. RB Blind Date for Musab Al-Mahari and Richie Mullen won well here by 14 legs, smashing Raji into second and HM Jazi into third. This is definitely one to watch as the season progresses.
Inside the 400, RB Blind Date still with a lead of 3 lengths from up into second position now. AR Ramira, then came Raja. They approach the 200 metres and they whiz past Buchanan Lodge. RB Blind Date, give him a wave, Tommy. Inside the final furlong, RB Blind Date has put this to bed. Oh, it's echoing the sentiments of last season. He's a classy one on the dirt. RB Blind Date's going to come past and canter in. RB Blind Date, 10 lengths. Second over, Raja. Third, HM Jazi in a photo.
The 5th race of the night was a handicap for 0 to 85 rated 4-year-olds and upward Pure Arabians. This is on the dirt, 70,000 on the line, and over that same 1,600 meter distance. Gas Racing, without a win on the night yet, made that correction nicely, finishing 1-2 with Eric Lamartinel trained Nebras beating out Majid Al-Johari trained Amar. The final margin of victory was 3 lengths, with another 6 lengths back to Wajib in third for Ahmed Aniadi.
Taking over now on the outside was Nibras, leading the way from Amar. These 2 pair away, and the rest of them are going to struggle to run them down. AR Mouj, Zephyr up and down in the one spot with Wajib. Wajib still finding a little bit more, but Nibras has broken away. Nibras a length at the 200 metre mark from Amar. Wajib, a gap back to AR Mouj, Zephyr and Wassam. It's Nibras the outside. Nibras for Jules Mobian and Eric Lamartinel, the locals on the board here in race number 5. Nibras comes away to win by 2. Amar second over, Wajib third.
A handicap for 75 to 100 rated Pure Arabians followed. This one over 7 furlongs or 1,400 meters, and it gave Jazila her second win in as many weeks for Musab Al-Mahari and Richie Mullen. Manar was back in second, while Keith Starr was in third. The final margin of victory was 5 3/4 lengths.
Jazila the leader and the one to chase as they come into the straight here. 4 lengths from Magic Touch, AB Sakar. Then came SS is Dubai, working through our wider Manar, and deepest of all as they continue on with it now is Incath Jazila. Jazila's gone to a new length here. Back to the Masaba Al-Mahari stable. Wins on grass, now wins on dirt. Jazila comes away to score by half a dozen. Manar second across, Photo third, SS is Dubai maybe just in front of Kif Star.
And the last race we'll show on the video for the UAE this week was a handicap for 0 to 75 rated purebred Arabians over 70,000, and as is often the case at Al-Ain, it was on the straight 5 furlong course. This thriller was won well by Shamal Benouna for Sarif Al-Marar and Hamid Al-Busaidi. Easy Lap was second, a half length back, with AF Yatwad back in third for K Zaboud.
Yatwood still the leader. Easy Lap now coming over the top and pouncing from El Sana, BH Rama, and also through Shamail by Nuna. Easy Lap coming down to the line. Shamail by Nuna is going to dive at the post and get there. Shamail by Nuna wins by a head.
We don't have the footage for Sharjah, but we show you the graphic of that. We had 6 races on Sunday there. Kicking things off with a conditions affair won by Jubran. This was over the 1,000 meters straight course. Ibrahim Al-Hajami trains Abdulaziz Al-Balushi in the saddle. The second race of the day was a maiden over 1,200 meters on the straight course, won by Jamil Salman trained Khataf Warsan. Hamid Al-Busaidi was aboard. The third race of the afternoon was a conditions affair, the Longines Masters Collections. This was over 1,700 meters or a mile and a 16th, won by Yas Racing's Tayyar Al-Watba. Eric Lamartinel trains for Sylvester de Sousa in the saddle. Yas Racing got another win following up in the handicap 0 to 75 rated over 2,000 meters with Riyadh AW. They got a 1-2 finish here with Naza Al-Wathba and Rawat Al-Reef finishing third for Abdullah Hamadi. The winner is trained by Ibrahim Al-Hajami and ridden by Ray Dawson. A handicap to 0 to 90 rated sorts was next. This one was won by A.H. Tahan for Hamid Al-Marar and Bernardo Pinheiro, giving them their second win of the week together. Last but not least, we had the last race of the weekend. This is the only thoroughbred race at Sharjah, and it was won impressively over 1,700 meters by Yuvraj, his second win of his career and first in the UAE. This was his first run for Red Stables and Doug Watson. Pat Dobbs was in the saddle, and he won smartly by 2 lengths. Tolmont was second, Al Maroon was third. Now let's look at the UAE standings. Among the owners, Yas Racing got 4 victories on the weekend to extend their lead to 14. His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Rashid Al Maktoum has 8 victories in second, holding steady. Al Layth Racing got 2 victories to go up to 5, and it's a tie between His Highness Sheikh Abdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum with 4, who got 1 victory this week, and Al Asail also with 4. Among the trainers, Musaba Al Maheri got 3 victories to go up to 13 and maintain his lead. Meanwhile, Ibrahim Al-Hadrami got 4 victories to move up to second with 12. Bhupat Seymour got 3 victories as mentioned at Meydan and is up to 10 and in third place. Michael Costa and Eric Lamartinel hold steady at 4th and 5th with 8 and 6 respectively. Among the jockeys, leading jockey is Sylvester de Sousa, got 2 victories this week. His fellow Brazilian countryman Bernardo Pinheiro is in second with 13 victories, 3 this week. It was another big week for Richie Mellon. He has 8 victories in 2 weeks now and has now gone up to 12 victories. He is tied with Ray Dawson, who got a pair of victories as well. And Connor Beasley is back in 5th with 9 wins. Now let's look at 4 stakes over at Aqueduct in New York for their Fall Festival of Racing. We had the Demoiselle over 9 furlongs for these 2-year-old fillies and hopefuls for next year's Kentucky Oaks. Zany, the 3-4 favorite, did not disappoint for Irad Ortiz, Todd Pletcher, and the Rapoli stable connections, winning impressively. Jumping the Gun was back in second with concurrently in third.
And Zany comes calling for the lead. Schilling will battle on towards the inside, lugging in there with Zany, who approaches a final furlong, and Zany starts to run away. Jumping the Gun concurrently. They are battling on here for second and third, but Zany has a 16th left to go, and she's a talented filly. Zany dominates in the Demoiselle. Jumping the Gun second, then came concurrently.
Next up, we had the Grade 3 Elite Power Stakes, named after the famous sprinter and one of the best of the last decade. Just Beat the Odds went to the front and never looked back, winning as the 3-1 favorite. Acoustic Avenue was second with St. Jude back in third. The winner was ridden by Manny Franco for Gregory Sacco.
Just Beat the Odds starts to sprint away from Acoustic Ave, who tries to battle back on the outside. Full Moon Madness is third there with St. Jude. Just Beat the Odds. Acoustic Ave continues to give game chase inside the final 16th. Just Beat the Odds wins the Elite Power. Acoustic Ave second, St. Jude up for third, and El Grandeo in 1:09.
Next up, we have the Juvenile Colts go to post in the Grade 2 Remsen Stakes over the same 9 furlongs of the Demoiselle. This one was actually 0.4 slower than the Demoiselle, but it does not take away from the impressive nature of Paladin winning for Gunrunner, the Coolmore Connections, and Chad Brown. Renegade was second, Balboa was third. Flavien Prat was in the saddle on the winner.
Balboa and Day One Starter are still there. Renegade and Paladin, they hook up again on the grandstand side. It's Balboa who's in front. Paladin and Renegade battling on in between horses, and the boys are at it again. It's Paladin and Renegade. They've got a 16th left to go. Paladin to the outside edge is clear. Paladin will win the Grade 2 Remsen. Paladin wins it over Renegade. Balboa finished third, and courting.
And last but not least, the biggest race of the weekend in America was the Grade 2 Cigar Mile. This is a big prep not only for the Pegasus World Cup, but the Saudi Cup as well. Bishop's Bay, owned by Saudi owners indeed, King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz and Sons White Stables, did his part by winning well as a $1.3 million purchase just a month ago. Mika was in second and Crazy Mason was in third. The winner got up as a 6-5 favorite in the final jump under Flavien Prat for Brad Cox. He will next run in the Saudi Cup.
They approach a quarter mile left to go right here at Aqueduct in the Cigar Mile, and it's a big long shot in Mika who's trying to upset this field. Bishop's Bay is in full pursuit, but Mika is showing no signs of stopping so far. Bishop's Bay will have to dig deep inside to catch this long shot Mika. Mika has a 16th left to get, but here comes Bishop's Bay with every single stride. It's going to be Bishop's Bay to get up and win the Cigar Mile. He did it here in New York, and he did it at the one and the only Aqueduct.
Coming up this week, we have 3 meetings in the UAE. We have Meydan's Carnival meeting on the 12th, that is Friday. Saturday afternoon, we go to Jebel Ali to go up the hill. And then we go to Abu Dhabi in the capital on the 14th. We thank you for tuning in and hope to see you here next week on Past the Post. My name is Michael Adolphson. May all your photo finishes be winning ones.